This is my introduction.
Hi, my name is Nora Rossi.
My name is Millen Murthy.
Hi, my name is Bridget Sindelar.
I'm Brooke Dodson.
Hi, my name is Manya Suri.
Hello, my name is Marcus.
Hello, my name is Zachary Mazzo.
Hi, my name is Mishki.
Hi, my name is Casey Henley, but I'm a senior in high school currently.
Which means I have started the college admissions process.
It is currently 8:20 and I just got to school. I'm here a little bit earlier than usual because I have an NHS meeting.
I do triathlon, which is swimming, biking, and running.
I do dance and theater.
I act, I dance, I sing a lot.
I am currently in 4 productions.
I've been the company producer of our theater program called Ampersand.
Dance classes, voice lessons, piano lessons, quartet practice with the female quartet at my school.
And cross country and lifeguarding.
I'm also the co-president of my class. I'm a member of the robotics team, Model UN.
I'm drama club president.
I am currently taking modern, jazz, and ballet at my dance studio.
I enjoy writing when it comes to articles, poetry, playwriting.
I run our production meetings, fundraisers, handle scheduling.
And I also love sports. I play soccer, volleyball, and on the weekends I lifeguard.
Puck in a production of Midsummer. I will be student directing Sweeney Todd at my school, part of the Spark Touring Ensemble, and I'm in the one act at my school called Future Here.
I do enjoy acting, but I kind of want to move away from acting and more to the direction side of it and the writing side.
I also have 2 jobs. I work as a party princess, and I also work as a barista.
And I am in show choir at my school.
I love writing, whether it be poetry or songs. I love to play the piano.
I'm also doing a self-directed history research project, which is super fun.
And just lots of practicing in general to keep up my skills.
Oh, and of course, acting classes and theater throughout the year.
For me, probably right now, my favorite subject would be theater, just because we just finished our fall school play, and right now everyone in the class is so united, together, as opposed to in the beginning of the school year when we all kind of had our different cliques and different groups. Now I pretty much feel comfortable talking to 90% of the class, just any of them, which I think is pretty cool. I also feel really inspired by our theater teacher because she just works so hard to make our theater program the best that it can be, and she puts in so much work, and that makes me want to put in that much more work as well. I'm also just really proud of everything that our theater program presents because it just feels so well done, and everyone in the class is so talented. It makes me want to work really hard.
I feel like I've achieved quite a bit that I'm very proud of, which I am very proud of myself for. But specifically, one of my goals my senior year, which I've already accomplished, is my school, we participate in the VHSL One Act competition. And my goal was to win the Top Actress Award, and I did it. I got a shiny little medal and everything. I worked really hard, and that was my goal. That was my only senior goal. That's all I really wanted to accomplish. And straight A's, which I am currently also accomplishing, but mainly that win. That's really, really what I wanted, and I got it. So I was very proud of myself for that one.
So tomorrow at our senior dance recital, invitational dress rehearsal, I will be showing my independent studies project, which is a dance film. And I've been working on it since midway through junior year. That's when I began thinking about what I wanted to do and applied for a dream grant, which allowed me to get funding for a camera through my school. And that's been awesome because I've had actual equipment to work with, and I've been using an editing program that I'd never used before. It's called DaVinci Resolve. And it's basically felt like more of a professional film experience that I've never had before. So I've gotten to grow a lot and experiment with a lot of things. Basically, since November, I've been editing it, and it's been a daunting task at times because I've been using this program that I'd never used before and had so many clips to work with.
One achievement that makes me extremely proud was last year I had the opportunity to direct a devised piece for my school as a fundraiser. There was an application process to be a director, and the general consensus was that seniors were going to take priority. There was going to be an element of seniority. However, they were still going to consider like underclassmen applications as well. So as a junior that year, the chances for me getting the position weren't the best, but I still managed to get the position. They were impressed with my application. Getting that opportunity, especially as a junior, I was so proud of the opportunity and I took full advantage of it.
Being student director and choreographer of my school's brand new show choir is for sure my proudest achievement. It's been a pretty big role to take on, but it's been so rewarding. Serving as student director has given me the chance to create a culture of kindness, acceptance, and encouragement within the class, and it's been awesome to see how close we've all gotten so far this year. Being a choreographer is a huge task to take on, and it's been a challenge, but it's also just been incredibly rewarding, because this is the first time I've created a product like entirely on my own, and I'm so lucky to have such amazing friends and classmates to cheer me on with each little step. This year being the first year of show choir at my school is a pretty big deal, and just the achievement of just being a part of the group and having the privilege to serve as their student director and choreographer has been my proudest achievement.
Something that made me really proud was seeing our fall play come together. We performed She Kills Monsters, and I have never been a part of a show that has gone through more in a run than that show did. I was a stage manager, so it was a lot of responsibility, and going into it with a crew that had no technical experience because of COVID, it was scary to begin with. I hope that in high school I can accomplish enough to get me to the next step. I mean, that's all we can do, right?
Okay, so the question is, what are your hopes for the future? And that is a very, very, very scary question. And I really don't like to think about it very much because it is so scary. But yes, the thing that I do know is I do want to go to college. I don't know whether that be in-state or out-of-state. I think it would be really cool to be out-of-state, but that gets very, very expensive very fast. So I don't know about that.
I'm currently applying to colleges. I'm applying to 12 colleges, which I would recommend never doing because it's very stressful. Just not 12. Apply to colleges, but not 12 of them. I want to go for musical theater, and as far as like my future life, I think I want to just like perform professionally, like in live theater, for as long as I can and maybe teach. Whether that be at like a high school level or maybe like at a private studio somewhere, maybe owning my own studio or school would be really cool. I don't know. My options are open.
Hi. I've applied to about 13 schools, so I am very, very tired. But it is almost over, which I am very happy about. I'm applied to mostly out-of-state places. Swarthmore, Barnard, Tufts, places like that. In-state, George Mason and UVA.
And I think right now, the little picture is finding a good college with a great BFA program that I can really hone my skills and build on that foundation. So the question for me is, how do I achieve those? And that's getting my head down, just getting the work done, no distractions, and just building the foundation now so that I have something to launch myself off of during college and after college, so that it's all there. And in terms of colleges themselves, I would say I would love to go to NYU, Tisch, somewhere in New York, where everything's happening. There's always, always something going on. And you have everything and everyone right there. You have your directors, your actors, your theater companies, everything like that. And all the ideas and the imaginative creation that's going on there, it's all swirling around and you can collaborate. I think that'd just be absolutely incredible to thrive in an environment like that in my college years and even after. But I think I get the same thing in California at places like USC and UCLA, but with the film aspect, which I'm not so well versed in. And I think bringing the two together, not even bringing them together, but just learning how to navigate both industries would, I think, just be super duper helpful to my career.
One of my hopes for high school is that I'm prepared for college. I maybe will gain some skills that help me with organization, time management, leadership, responsibility. These are some of the things that I feel are important to go into college with. I also just want to learn more about who I am and understand what I'll become. And then March 12th, Thursday, I was informed that we were not coming back. We wrote a poem about COVID, and I was like, we're fine, we're all fine. People are taking it as a joke. It's serious, but we're gonna be okay. The next day, we were not going back to school.
Sometimes it's a little scary. My school just announced yesterday that it's going mask optional next week, despite like several weeks ago upping our mask mandate to only include surgical masks and like extra safe like KN95 masks because COVID was spreading so much. So it feels like it's been a complete 180. COVID has been spreading a lot, and it jeopardized our performances recently, like our senior dance recital, which was supposed to be a couple weeks ago, but was actually moved to the same weekend as our winter one acts, which are this upcoming weekend, because dancers had been contact traced and we weren't sure like the safety of it and the logistics, and we were trying to figure it out. So basically, instead of having 4 performances over one acts, now we only have 2, and the other 2 slots are filled with SDR. But I'm glad that we get to do both performances still. Like, I feel very lucky that we still get to even have performances in the first place. In terms of COVID, I got it myself back in December, which was really disappointing to me because I was extra safer at school and around my friends. And so I felt like I had done everything that I was supposed to. However, it's scary knowing that other people will be in the same position and choose to do something that might not be the best decision for everyone else around them.
Being a high school student, or just any student in the pandemic, has been a universally difficult, emotional, and strange journey. We've all missed out on a lot of the high school experience, but I also saw my sisters miss out on their big milestone events in high school and college too. I was lucky that the years I missed out on were the second half of my freshman year and all of my sophomore year, just because those are kind of the most irrelevant years of high school. But I saw my sisters miss out on their big milestone events like high school graduation, college experience, and college graduation.
COVID definitely changed my life forever. Before COVID, I can't say just before COVID. I'm a workaholic. It's what I do. I'm an overachiever. I try to do everything. And COVID really made me stop, take a second, and look at all of the things I was doing and question, did I miss it? You know, were there things that I was missing in my life, and were there things that I didn't think about once? You know, being locked in your house really made you realign your priorities. And I think it also made me stop and take a second to really look at who I was and kind of unpack my lived experience instead of living show to show, unpacking someone else's. And I think that's something really powerful that I hope I do retain post-pandemic into, you know, regular times or the new normal, whatever it means. I just hope that I can keep that.
It's definitely an interesting time because you know that this isn't the way that it's supposed to be, but you have no concept of what normal is actually supposed to look like, and your experiences are just your experiences. You just kind of have to deal with it and adapt to it. So like going to online school and online theater specifically was a big adjustment because theater is an art form that is supposed to be enjoyed live. So forcing it into something that it's not was something necessary that we had to do, but it wasn't good. And it's sad having to miss out on these experiences like prom. There's obviously a lack of connection with friends. I am lucky to have an amazing close group of people that I love so much, but there's so much interaction and so much connection that just isn't there, especially with teachers, being online. And then we are back in school this year. But that doesn't mean that things have gotten better. There's still all of the distance mandates, and especially now, I don't feel safe as a high schooler. And there's a lot of tension between like what should be happening, what's not happening, and it's just kind of sad.
It was first a weekend thing, then it was a 2-week spring break, then it was 2 months, then it was no school. And then that was like the last thing I remember of school. I don't remember doing any work in 7th grade after that. It just made me, it just like pushed me off course of where I thought I was going, which I'm glad it did, because I was heading down a road of self-destruction.
Right now, being a high schooler is pretty strange. For the class of 2024, at least at my school, we started last year as freshmen wearing masks and social distancing 6 feet apart. It felt very strange just a week ago when the mask mandate was lifted and social distancing has decreased so much. It feels like we're back to normal, which feels so weird to say because we've been in this pandemic for 2 years and it's just a lot of change to adjust to.
High school for me right now is pretty tough. I don't really have a lot of energy. Maybe this is just the senior in me speaking. I don't really have a lot of energy to go to school anymore. And I only have like 2 classes a day. So just like energy wise, like I just don't think I have it anymore. I like all of my classes and things like that, but I don't know. I'm just losing like interest.
Being a high schooler right now is definitely weird. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot better than virtual school last year, but there's still some aspects of like normal high school that I miss. Additionally, along with being weird, it can be pretty overwhelming at times. It just sometimes feels like I'm expected to do everything and do it well and correct and good and quick, and it can be intimidating sometimes, and it's an impossible standard to live up to.
I think high school right now, for me, I mean, I am a freshman, meaning I have never had this experience before. It's odd just being like dropped into something completely different. And especially at Maggie Walker, it's a big change from what I've experienced. I was the ideal, perfect student, and then here I am barely hanging on. It's a challenge. It is very overwhelming. I mean, I'm surviving. I haven't been healthy mentally over these past couple of months. I can say that. But I am okay. I mean, there's a lot of things that I didn't think I would get here. All these opportunities. I have joined the newspaper. I'm continuing yearbook, which is one of my biggest passions. It's like in middle school, everything we had was small. Our perspectives were small, and here they blow it up, so we're allowed to just experience absolutely everything at completely different levels, and I love that. But at the same time, that's like the overwhelming part. With so much information, there's so much pressure, and it's hard to absorb it all.
I feel like talking to my friends who tend to have a lot of the same worries or pressures has been helpful. Sort of remembering that we're all in it together, or like just venting about like, oh, college applications, like writing my essays has really been stressing me out. Then they tend to be like, oh, me too. Like it's kind of nice to just be reminded that you're not in it alone.
Being a high schooler is very stressful. I am a junior, so looking ahead at what colleges are looking for scares me a lot. It takes a lot of work to just do everything, and I feel like that's what you have to do, is just kind of do everything and hope that one of the things that works out is one of the things colleges are looking for. And, you know, the clock just keeps ticking, and feeling like you're running out of time is very stressful. So if I had to use one word to describe being a high school student, it would be stressful. Absolutely. So I used to feel a lot of pressure when it came to college and getting in. That was a big fear of mine, was not making it. I think something that's really helped me is the feeling that you're looking for colleges, but colleges are also looking for you. They want to know that you fit their school, and so if you don't get accepted, it's more of just you weren't the right fit. It's just another casting call. And I know a lot of people freak out about those too. So maybe that doesn't help most people, but it kind of helps me.
So I deal with the stress of high school mainly by constantly reminding myself to take a deep breath and know that grades don't define me. I often get caught up in getting all A's and not really enjoying the learning process. And when that happens, I always have my friends and my parents around me to remind me that I can take things with a grain of salt and always improve next time. It's more important to make sure you are not stressing yourself out, and that's something I do need to remind myself of. And besides mindful activities like walking outside, deep breaths, and meditation or yoga, I try to just remember that I built up a community that really loves me. I participated in my dance classes in theater for so long that when I go from school to my after school activities, I'm surrounded by people that I share very strong bonds with, that I can always talk things out when I'm stressed, or it can be a place that I can just let my school day go and put my focus onto doing something that I love. So I just think the way that I deal with it is through both mindful practices and through doing the activities that I really love. So my values in life all stem from the common denominator of love. Love branches out into empathy and curiosity and compassion, innovation, so many different little branches of values that I carry with me each day. Honesty, I can name so many more. It's just the ability to open up my heart and really experience love and let that love seep out into my different passions and the way that other people would want to be treated. In a way, it also shows the things that I value in life, or the things that I love, and not that it is limited to that, because some of the things I value I did not love before, but they are things that I know I should open up a perspective to, and that is the symbolism that I take from opening up your heart.
Something I'm very proud of is getting into Matthew Walker, but as well as surviving at the school. First of all, it's very overwhelming. There's a lot of things just thrown at you, and you're expected to complete them. And I've had doubts about this. I've thought about dropping out many times, and my friends have already dropped out, and so there's been this idea running in my head that I'm not gonna make it. And now that we've gone over winter break and we're almost halfway through the year, I'm like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can survive. Maybe I can thrive at this school.
I'm still working to find a good balance between my extracurriculars, my schoolwork, and still allotting time for me to do things for myself and to do things for fun. So that's a balance that's been tricky to find, and I'm still working to find it, but it's been awesome for me to have such amazing family, friends, classmates, and teachers to help encourage me along the way.
I don't really know how most people see me. I think before the pandemic, I really focused on perception and how people were perceiving me, but I think that that's something that I really looked critically at when I was looking at myself in the mirror throughout the entire year of 2020 and, the stay-at-home quarantine period. And I don't miss that. I think that I have much less of a worry about what people think and more of a focus on what I want to do. And I think that that's something that the pandemic really brought out of me that I hope I can retain.
Recently, I've been a strong believer in journaling, which just helps me to vent out my feelings and thoughts. I like journaling also because I can look back on my past thoughts and remember how I handled things in other situations, or remind myself that everything will work out.
I have been, kind of trying to do some meditative things, like reaching out with my higher self, trying to discover the peace within, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, that kind of stuff.
But if I do end up finding, the success, the money, the influence, I think I'd use that influence to promote Asian American diversity in film and theater. Because for me, growing up, I had very few role models that I could watch on TV or go to the play and see. And I think being a role model for other people and bringing on people who can be role models for our entire community would just be really great for me. But if that doesn't happen, I think running for office would also be really cool. Because that's another way you can kind of take your influence and put it into something good, like fighting climate change or just making life better for people in general. So yeah, that's what kind of motivates me to believe in myself and keep pushing as an artist.
As teens, being flexible can definitely be hard sometimes, but I think our generation has really progressed into people that are very empathetic and understanding and really just want the best and want to do our best to make the changes that are necessary. The political movements that have happened while we were in high school have propelled a lot of us to start movements within our own school. And so I feel like this time is full of social change for the better, and us teens are experiencing that along with the rest of society, and we want to make that true in our communities as well.
I've been looking out for somebody just like you, but then you walk on by and I knew what I had to do. The way you're moving, the way you're shining, everybody's watching you. I wanna make you mine. The way you're looking, the way you're smiling, it's like you put a spell on me. Always on my mind, on my mind.
Let's see what happens.